He's the most handsomest horse in the whole wide world, number one. He's the most beautiful horse. If you look at him, he's like a cartoon drawing of the perfect horse.
You know, we used to laugh and call him the bench boy a bit with the 5-star shows because he was, you know, it was on the cusp whether we took him or not. And if there was a problem with one of the other horses, we put Fruseley on. So he was bench boy, and he's just kept rising through.
He's very friendly and he's always got his head over the door and always comes to say hello if you go and see him. And he's just very nice and kind.
He's bred by the Castell stud, Amanda Forster, Mark Evans. They'd produced him up until we went to look at him when he was 7. He jumped up to fox hunter level, looked to have the makings of a nice horse. A lot of people had looked at him, but they obviously weren't convinced enough to buy him. So we went and had a look at him, and we just loved him from first sight. Mark and Mandy were kind enough to let us have him on trial for a week, and for Gordon to come and have a look at him as well.
Telephone call from Holly when I was in Spain on holiday, says she's found a horse with a massive engine and great capability and would be interested in buying it for her.
He's a really honest horse, and the engine that he has for what looks like quite a thick set, chunky horse, you never have to use a stick or spurs on him.
She'd looked at it and basically said it'll be fine and I think we can work with him. And it got vetted, purchased it, and then it was back into Leicestershire.
You know, there were bits about him that weren't brilliant, but we just overwhelmingly loved his character, his keenness to work and his looks. So we decided to, along with Gordon, take the plunge.
They seem to gel straight from the get-go.
He can be a bit sharp with other horses sometimes. He's got the kingpin position on the yard, so he just likes to warn everybody else off his space, but he's the quietest, friendliest, most easygoing horse. Loves eating, sleeping, relaxing, and he likes working.
It's a real personality of a horse with a very good jump and very good stamina.
And I think everybody who looks after him loves him as well. You know, everybody always asks how he is. All of my friends are Fruseley's friends.
A bit of a gamble, but it's paid off. Had a lot of happy times with him, and it's been fun.
I remember when he won at Windsor, that was really, really good. I was watching him on Clip My Horse.
You know, we never expected him to reach that level. He was always my speed horse, and for him to win at a show like that at that level was incredibly special.
It was a tight competition and he just really did perform on the day. We've had some great days all over Europe, Dublin with him. We've been all over the place with him and he's mostly delivered everywhere he's landed.
And he's also a brilliant derby horse, winning the Le Bourg Derby. And he enjoys it so much as well, like riding round there and him carrying me round there. We were both having great fun. I had a brainwave at the Sunshine Tour at the beginning of the year and I said to Tanya, I said, how about we put Rosie on Azalette? It should help get her sold. And then I thought, well, if we're going to those shows and I'm going to be struggling to get out and I haven't got the 5-star shows to go to, why don't we put Fruseley on as well? So if Azalette does hopefully get sold, then at least it's not the end of the road for her. I spoke to Gordon, he very, very kindly agreed. Azalette was sold and Fruseley went through to the Euros.
She's passed her amazing skills on to her daughter, so the horse would always be in good hands.
Really excited because I knew that Rosie could do it. I knew we'd put all the work in there on the ponies, tried to get her to ride correctly, not just win all the time, but understand how to ride around correctly, how to get straight, ride the distances correctly.
I hadn't rode a lot of horses before him. I'd mainly just rode a few ponies, but yeah, he felt a lot different than I'd ever rode.
We had a novice pony that she brought on in a year and a half. She qualified for the Royal International Newcomers and Fox Hunter on that pony. So yeah, there was something in that you think, yeah, she can do, and she can do it under pressure.
It's her first time here at the Horse of the Year show, jumping in this arena, and Rosie Smith there in junior.
The pony I had went a lot like a horse. But yeah, he's definitely a lot different, had a lot bigger jump and was a lot bigger himself. I was quite excited to ride him. I was also a bit nervous, but yeah, I was really excited to see what he felt like. I think he felt a lot different than I imagined, but it was like really, really nice. He was a lot wider than I thought. He's very big to sit on, and yeah, he felt very tall. The first few rounds I did weren't best, but after that I got the hang of him. He definitely helped me out a lot. The first few rounds that I rode him, and then when I learnt to ride him a lot better, he jumped for me really well.
I taught Holly when she was a child, so they ride quite similarly, riding in the same way consistently to fences, and if that's how the horse has been set up by Holly brilliantly and had all that experience, and then I've been bringing Rosie along trying to do the same process, I was hopeful that that would be okay.
Rosie's known Fruselli for a long time. She's seen me at a lot of shows on him. She's watched a lot, she knows him at home. And I think Rosie, she rides a lot of trade horses, hunters, young horses. She's used to adapting to what she's got in front of her. And she has a good brain for grasping the technicality of the courses and sort of the mentality around competing as well.
I rode a few different horses and jumped them a bit and kind of learnt how horses were different to ponies in the way of riding them.
I remember saying to somebody else that I just had a feeling that the team could do it as well. Way before, this was at the viewing trials at Arena UK, I was chatting to someone who was eventually on the team and saying, do you know, get on the team because I think we can do it.
First of all, incredibly nervous. Obviously, Gordon had been generous enough to give her the opportunity to have a little stint on him. I know my rider, I know my horse. I knew we could do it, but it doesn't always mean it's going to happen in that short space of time and at that specific competition that you want it to.
I was quite nervous because I'd never really done anything like it, but felt a lot better knowing that I was riding Fruselli. If I get a bit on the wrong stride or anything, he'll always try and help me out, and he jumps them so big and gives me a lot of confidence.
There were moments where I did have to look away a bit, but I could watch. I think I was relatively calm. It does take it out of you, like myself and Tiffany Morgan-Evans, Tabby's mum, who jumped on the team with Rosie. I think we were the only ones there out of the children's, juniors and young riders who were grooming and parents. I was coaching as well, actually, so I was doing 3 jobs. So that helped, that kept us busy.
I think the way that you prepare the horse is probably the same because you still aim to go clear, but I think as a rider there's a bit more pressure because there's other people relying on you as well to do well. I had quite a few friends on the team and we were all quite close, and if one of you makes a mistake there's always another opportunity for someone to correct it.
So Rosie was 4th to go in the team, and I was hoping that they would have it sewn up and she didn't need to jump, but it didn't work out that way. When a couple of the other riders made mistakes, that was it. His saddle came out and away we went.
Fruselli knows his job, he's done it lots of times, so we just gave him a little pop and then went.
So when they announced, oh, if Rosie goes clear, it's gold for Team GB, we were all like,
But the team didn't tell me that if I jumped clear I'd win, but once I went in the commentator said it. So then that made me a bit nervous coming to the first fence.
Rosie Smith, Fruselli go last. A clear round to win gold for Great Britain. Great Britain win gold. They are the Children's European Champions of 2024. Well done, Rosie Smith. Delivers the winning round.
I think just clearing the last fence, knowing that you've won, was probably the best bit for me, and then seeing all your friends and family after coming out the ring.
Yeah, it was making us cry. I was you were sad that it was over, but you know, glad that it was over as well.
like the accumulation of all the hard work, you know, that you put in, and you do think this is it, this is what we've worked for, and it's just a fabulous opportunity for a child as well to go there on a horse like that.
that she doesn't give a lot away, Rosie. And actually, afterwards, I've never seen her like it before. She was absolutely sobbing at the end. I don't know whether it was relief, pride, or just like a build-up of emotions, I think.
All the team and everyone around us just kind of hugging each other and like saying well done. Everyone was really happy.
There's not many horses in the world that have jumped to the level that he does, won as many classes as he does, and then take somebody's daughter and go and win a medal like that in such a short period of time. I think it's given her a bit of self-confidence that she can perform at that level. But for us as a family, us as a team, we know that that sort of opportunity isn't normal for us. She was obviously very well mounted for the level she was at, but delivering is a whole different thing. But we bring young horses through, we develop new partnerships, we train horses, that's our reality.
Part of the process is about learning to win and lose and analyse that and learn from, keep analysing, keep getting better. Don't just because you're good at this stage, like for Rosie, we've won gold at Europeans, it's very easy for her to be complacent and think, well, I'm brilliant. But actually she knows very little and you've got to look, keep going to improve all the time. And I think that makes a nice person because you understand other people's struggles as well.
They're both competitors, both determined, hard-working. Not just in it for the fame, they like winning, both very similar characters.
The result is what everybody sees, but to put the work in, hold it all together, handle the pressure, that's what it's all about. And a genuine love of horses. It isn't all about the result. We like a result, we love a result, but her kindness with the horses and her being so grateful for the opportunity, that's what really makes it for me.
She'll compete in for a bit and I've got a few different horses to compete alongside differently now.
Immense, particularly in the last few years. Holly's had a couple of hard years, and to have that consistent horse there and to give Rosie a bit of success as well, because she's been through a lot in the last few years. It's just phenomenal and very thankful to Gordon and Sue for that.
It's incredibly important. Gordon, he leaves it to me. He doesn't bother me as to which classes we jump or where we go or what we do, and that's enabled me to, he trusts me to make the right decisions for the horse.
Yeah, it feels quite good, but you've always, horses have only got so many rounds in them, so you've got to structure how much they do, how much travelling they do, how much jumping they do.
And knowing that he has the confidence in me, it just relaxes you. I think any athlete performing or running a business, you've got to be relaxed, you've got to feel worthy, you've got to feel trusted, and that enables you to perform at your best.
As a horse, he is very, very eye-catching and carries himself well. And obviously him still being a stallion, he looks the part, and it is the way that they look after him and turn him out as well. It's in perfect condition.
The plan is he's having a bit of downtime at the moment. He's in work. We'll plan to, basically I need to build my team back up. He is an incredibly vital part of that team, but he's 15 next year. So, we need to build horses up around him. I had 2 horses, they were 3rd and 4th in the Fox Hunter final this year. I've got a few new rides coming in. I'm just trying to build my business back up again, really. Personal circumstances have put a stop to it for a couple of years or put me on the back burner, but it only makes us stronger and we're building up again, and I've still got my Fruseley there to help me out.